spread there.
Yeah.
So.
That's right. Shall we get into a bit of Sandful wrap? The Sandful team did have another victory this week, and we've got Nuz here in the studio to talk about it.
Find a stupid button.
Yes.
Oh, it's on the last page.
It's a Sandful.
We can't do it without this.
Dan, I fucking hate this so much. It's too creepy.
When I say sand.
That's not how you sing it. You're doing it. What is that?
It's pretty bad.
It sounds like a message that you'd send to Jazz late at night.
Don't ever say that to her.
Hey, look at me go. I've got my name on the thing there. That's great. Yeah, Sandful, it was the shittest quality game I've seen for a long time. It was in Port Lincoln. Nothing against the town. I love the place. I really do. But the conditions were foul. There was a quite literally a 7-goal breeze, because that's how many you kicked when you went that way, which is just not conducive to good quality football in any way. And there was lots of misjudging of kicks, a lot of really shitty kicks, like Jones would have kicked it. Like, he got a lot of the ball, but he just torped it 90 metres every time and often turned straight back over. And, I get it, right? You want to torp it as long as you can, beat the record, but it just wasn't conducive to good quality football. We won by about 4 goals in the end. Norwood just kicked lots and lots of points because of the conditions, and it's fair to say that it was pretty even throughout, but we were the better team generally, and it was mainly because of our forwards, which was Pedlar and Burgess. So quick shout out to Burgess, because I've played as a key forward in windy conditions, and it is just fucked, quite frankly. It is the worst thing you could ever imagine, because you're usually 2 against 1. And quick shout out to Jackson Callow of Norwood, we were one of our targets for mid-season draft a few years ago. He had a really good game up forward for Norwood, and often played 2-on-1. But Burgess played pretty decent. Unfortunately, that will never translate to AFL. But, good on him. At least he holds the shape well. And speaking of shape, I'll get to Murphy later on, don't worry.
It's all about holding shape.
But the forward line, I want to speak about Pedlar, because as much as he went missing for the other 3 quarters, his first quarter was one of the best quarters of football I've ever seen anyone play.
Anyone?
It was psychotically good.
Adam
when I said the conditions were so bad that no one could take a mark. No one could kick accurately, and no one could do anything without the ball being affected. Like, Murphy kicked a goal and it went through accidentally. Like, it was ridiculous. Luke Pedlar took 3 absolute great grabs inside 50 in the first quarter that had no right to be taken as marks, and he took them and he converted with the wind as well.
Wow,
it was
that's
just
something he doesn't do, isn't it?
like,
Sam?
yeah. I mean, was it the wind that maybe he kicked it badly and the wind just took it as well? I don't know. But it really just was that good. And it made me think, if Rochelli's going to go more into the midfield, then maybe Pedlar, who's still contracted to next year, but rumours are that he wants to get out if he's not getting full-time, and I get that. Mm-hmm. But that he may be that guy, that small forward that we want, and turn a midfielder into a forward, just like Corey Durden for, Zach Taylor and Rochelli. And there's plenty of them that have gone from mid to forward, and Pedlar might be that guy. If he's averaging 4 a game in this NFL, then...
Naz, you were going to rile up he was drafted as a midfielder crowd.
Yes, I know. Yeah, I mean, he's been on the list for quite some time
he's never
now.
Gonna get a mid.
No, just doesn't have the tank for it, and he's always on the back foot with his injuries off the bat. And it's fair to say that we got spooked when we picked him at pick 11. Like, he's really a pick in the 30s, like a speculative type pick. It was always Tom Powell, and I'll never change my mind about that. But look, we got him. I love Pedlar, what he brings, and if he can do that in the forward line, I think he's definitely got a future at the club. But we just need to give him a chance, and it's hard to break into a team when you're, winning, I guess. So
there's a couple of questions in here from listeners.
Yes.
Corey asks about Braden Cook.
Yeah.
I know we've mentioned him a couple of weeks ago, and you said he was doing nothing. So is that...
No. He last week he played quite well.
Okay.
And I think the week before that he didn't do badly. This week it was down. But look, this game, you've got to take a lot of it with a pinch of salt, because it was just that awful. He didn't get much of the ball, but he did a couple of nice defensive manoeuvres from the forward line to the back line, so that was quite good.
That's kind of him, isn't it?
Yeah, just doesn't get enough of it, but he wasn't bad when he got it, which is often what Braden Cook does.
And Chris Mills asks, why is Murphy getting mid-preference at Sandful level? We surely aren't hunting a premiership, dowling in no man's land. Our development is frustrating.
Yeah, well, we clearly are, Chris, because why the fuck else would he be in the midfield? And the irony is that, like, if how do I explain this? So Dowling's getting pushed out to the wing, right? And that's fair enough if you think that he's just going to be a wingman, but he was drafted as a midfielder, and in his class, whenever it was, he was getting 35 touches. Like he literally averaged 35 touches in the under 18s against people like Mateus Philippou, who ended up going pick 10 in the draft, right, as a midfielder. And so why is Dowling being pushed down? What is it about Dowling's game that they think, is it his toughness around the ball? Because I can't see a thing wrong with what Dowling's bringing. He got 20 touches. He played very good considering he's been shafted outside. And if that's your excuse for putting Dowling on a wing because when he goes into the AFL team, he's going to play on a wing, I get you, right? It's still not ideal, but then why the hell was Murphy in the middle? Because Murphy is never, ever, ever in a million years going to be playing in the midfield. So get him the fuck out there.
My theory, Nuz, is that it's a farewell, Murphy. Your contract is up at the end of the year, and we're going to let you play midfield for the last year of your career.
Maybe. I just don't get it. It's not like we don't have the midfield. And Pedlar, as much as he played well forward, again, he barely played any midfield minutes. And I saw one centre bounce with Jay Boyle. Who was it? Yeah, Jay Boyle, Murphy, and Draper in the middle. 2 out of the 3 midfielders weren't even like, what are we doing? Like, are we that desperate to win in the SANFL that we're, begrudging these younger players that really deserve a shot? Especially, I know it sounds harsh, but where they're picked in the draft, you got people like Edwards at pick 21 and Ryan at pick 28 haven't even had a debut yet, and you got people like Joel Freyer in the Bulldogs who are pick 45. And he's like getting goal of the week and already played 20 games
on the weekend.
Yeah. So like,
I reckon let's revisit this next year because I reckon by the end of the year, Murphy's gone, I reckon. Brodie Smith probably retired. So there's 2 veterans out of the SANFL squad that they'll have to replace there.
We'll see
so
because
I
haven't seen any evidence to the contrary, so we won't be re-signing him. Like,
is Dowling the new Jared Lyons?
Possibly.
Coach
Seems
hates
to
him.
be it that way.
Yeah, wouldn't surprise me. Billy Dowling is good enough to play, for North Melbourne straight off the bat. Richmond, like he'd be.
Well, he did nothing wrong last year, did he?
No.
Was he playing in their last game last year?
He played 6 games over his 2-year career. I can't remember if that's 2 and 4 or something. He hasn't done a thing wrong.
Yeah.
I just don't get it. I don't get.
Were there those rumours that they didn't like him for some reason?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was his parents, wasn't it?
Something
That was the
about
rumour. Their parents were
being
pushing.
If we're that sort of
entitled
club
or
that's so petty that we don't play players because of fucking people that we don't like or whatever, what kind of bullshit are we running?
I can't remember
I
who
don't
brought
think
that
that's
up.
true at all.
Yeah, someone brought that
I
up.
love
again.
rumours.
Yeah. Anyway,
Me too,
So
but
look,
that's a dumb
Murphy
one. That's a stupid one.
Murphy didn't play badly. But obviously, if you're playing 100% midfield time, you're going to get the stats, aren't you? Jones is coming into it nicely again, but obviously age is calling his card soon. I understand.
And the Devils.
Yeah. Well, he's straight there, and but he's getting more of the pill. And Edwards and Ryan didn't play badly, but you can definitely see that their confidence has been affected. I don't know. You just got to feel for the lads. They need a shot. There was a chance there. And if you want a final thought is that Nix came out on the radio and was talking about, Smith and juniors, and he said if there's going to be a selection call, it's going to be mainly favoured towards the youngsters, right? He said that. If you look at the stats, Smith's and Edwards' stats are literally identical. Like they're not different at all.
Yeah.
So what the fuck are you talking about?
Josh asked about McAndrew again.
Yeah. Oh, he just takes the piss. I mean, Finn Hurd's 3 centimetres small. Like anyone who's 210 centimetres is going to dominate. So, no, he did well and he got more clearances and showed that he can be a chance. But I've got a rumour on that, a very, very founded rumour. And now I don't have my own show to kind of waffle off these rumours. This is from 2 different sources that are almost 100%. They're saying this is going to happen. Sam Draper to the Crows.
Right.
That's from family.
Yeah, right.
Oh, we already knew that, didn't we?
Yeah, I don't know, but
What was that?
happy.
Sax man?
We'll take him, thanks. Cheers.
so I don't know. And Rob's out of contract, so it's going to be interesting to see.
Oh,
the
they won't
dynamic.
get rid of Rob.
No, Rob's going to go to Melbourne for his degree. That was the rumour, wasn't it?
Yeah, well, he actually does. Like, he has to finish if he wants to finish his degree, he can't do football. So, yeah.
There's another random rumour as well.
I don't understand. There's medicine.
Tell us.
There's
I'm
medicine
listening.
courses in Adelaide. I don't know why he has to go to Melbourne.
No, I think
it's a special medicine.
specific, specialist course. But I think it's more the study load is too much.
It's a Jordan Peterson scholarship.
Oh, okay.
I think it's just a full-time study load, so he wouldn't be able to.
Is it sponsored by Kennedy Jr.?
Yeah, that is. Yeah,
Nuz has
RFK.
some more tea to spill.
Yes, it's a very, very unfounded rumour, so take with it.
I love
That's
these.
the
are what we
whole
focus
thing.
on.
We're not live
more
on
fun.
air. We're not
more
live.
our
Let's
speed,
go.
yeah.
Yeah. Now, this is from someone, full stop.
Someone.
Someone said something. If Matt Crouch's injury doesn't get better, he will retire
Yeah.
Okay.
because he's out of contract.
That also doesn't surprise me that much. So even if that rumor is unfounded,
Yeah.
What
it's
is
going to
it?
happen.
What is his injury?
He's retiring. You heard it here. No.
What's he done? What is his injury?
Hip. Like he's always got
Right,
those
yeah,
hip
that's
issues.
pretty
So,
bad.
yeah.
Red Lion says he's heard the same thing about Draper too from family friends, and also asked about what happened to Sid on the weekend.
Yeah. Didn't do a whole lot, unfortunately. Got 16 or 17 in the end.
Are they looking after him, or was he?
No, he played midfield. Like he actually got quite a few midfield minutes. Just, I don't know, looked to pace off. Again, the conditions were just that bad. I really want to watch what Draper does against Port Magpies or whatever the fuck they're called in the SANFL at Adelaide Oval. So that'll be really good to see what he can do on a proper oval.
Yeah.
No offence, Port Lincoln. So
Yeah. No, it's
None
fair.
taken.
No.
sorry to the Port Lincoln listeners out there.
No, I love Port Lincoln.
Yeah, I love Port Lincoln too.
It's like my
It's lovely
favourite, one
there.
of my favourite holidays.
Yeah, no, it's
Yeah.
a great spot.
Thanks, Nuz, our man on the ground. Nice 8-hour drive out to Port Lincoln. We assume you were there. So,
That flew me out. Rex, first class.
Oh, Rex. Even better. Nice.
Are Rex still going?
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah, they've been underfunded or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
They can't afford to go.
No.
That's it.
Tune into my pilot podcast later on and we'll talk about it.
Right alongside Ben's backyard.
Yeah.
All right.